Hey guys, Nolar here. Back with JP Dokkan. No gameplay today. We're going to do a discussion. This is actually a part 2 discussion with Sunblade. Sunblade here. Why don't you guys go and say hello to the boys?
Hello guys, how's it going? Thank you for having me here.
Appreciate it. Why don't you give yourself a little introduction, explain who you are, a little bit of history about you, and how we started this whole thing.
Yes, so I'm a fairly new Dokkan Battle YouTuber. I started doing some content a couple of weeks ago when the LR UI Goku banner dropped. I really enjoyed the game, so I started doing content in the past, and in the future I will do some content about my speedruns. I'm known for that, actually speedrunning Resident Evil 4, but right now I'm enjoying doing some Dokkan Battle stuff and really appreciate being on the channel here.
Yeah, Sunblade approached me, and I know like I said before, guys, I'm interested in doing collabs with other people. It's got to be something interesting. It can't be just summons. Races, I guess, it's kind of there too. But he approached me with the concept of discussing Gacha coins and what is our opinions on good units to buy with these coins. So I said, yeah, that's a pretty good discussion we could have, and definitely. So thank you for approaching me, and we're discussing today the gold coins and the blue coins. Part 1 on his channel, I will link that in the description below. We talked about the red coins. Fairly in-depth discussion. I think it was like over an hour, but there's a lot of good red coins to consider, so we had to have that kind of discussion. So definitely check that out in the description below. Check out Sunblade's channel, give him a sub, and yeah, we'll dive right into the gold coins here. So just a little history. Gold coins are really from LR banners, and we're talking legendary summon banners. And these are the kind of banners that I don't know, for the average player shouldn't really throw a multi or two at it. I mean, a free-to-play player, I should say. The average player, if you've got some some stones, and you maybe could top up on sales here and there, sure, throw a multi or two. Because now we've gotten to a point where there's so many LRs that you're bound to pull something within 300-400 stones, at least one on average. So if you're just looking to get an LR, get something new and shiny to play with, sure. But if you're looking for that brand new specific LR, prepare for a long ride, because these have 12 featured units, and the same rate, 5% featured pull rate, just 12 units. So if you do the math, that's a lot less than if you had 7 featured units on a Dokkan Fest banner. So in my recommendation, if you're free to play or you're a moderately spending player, maybe not going on these banners, or just throw a few multis here and there, but don't be surprised if you just get shafted, because like I said, 12 featured units is a lot. But if you are really hyped for a specific unit and you're going to spend some money, then we can talk about where your most optimal usage is. So I think to really get into this, we'll just really break down our thoughts on every single LR. I think there are 20. Let's see. There's 6 AGL, 4 Tech, so that's 10. 5 Int, that's 15. 5 Strength, that's 20. And we're talking another 5 Physical. There's 25 characters, so we can quickly go through it. So let's start with AGL. Sunblade, we'll start off with you. Majin Vegeta, what are your thoughts?
Oof, yeah. I wouldn't say that he is the worst LR in the game. Of course, I personally think STR Broly is the worst summonable LR. I don't know if you agree with that, but Majin Vegeta, he is, I wouldn't say useful, but you can use him on the Super Saiyan 2 team. But his link set kind of holds him back. He just has Over in the Flash. He doesn't work that well on Resurrected Warriors. I'm not sure about him, but bottom line, you shouldn't get him with coins, of course. To get that out of the way, don't get him with coins. 500 coins for him. I'm kind of stunned that Akatsuki didn't reduce the price for these OG LRs. So to 250. That might happen in the future. What do you think about easy Ace for those OG LRs? Can that happen?
It'll eventually happen. It's just not anytime soon, because right now they've been very slow to do easy Ace for LRs. Like as of this recording, it's July 5th. We're gonna get the original LR Prime Battle Goku in July 22nd. So It's going to be a while till they touch the summonable LRs because there's a lot of Prime Battle free-to-play LRs that need more work and help. So just to preface this, guys, these all the cards we're about to talk about cost 500 coins. So there is definitely a tier list that we're going to be going through of LRs in terms of their value. So like we did on part 1 on Sunblade's channel, let's do a 1 through 10. 10 being like absolutely pick up this unit. You have to pick him up. This is the best use of your coins. And a 1, which is obvious skip. I'm going to put him at a 1 to 2.
I agree. Yeah,
he doesn't.
I like the fact that he gets Mega Colossal at 12 key and has an AOE at 18 key. That's okay. That's good. But there's nothing more to that. His leader skill is irrelevant. His categories, well, he's not that useful. Maybe Super Saiyan 2. But the rest,
the downside to him is he shares the same name as the Strength EZA Majin Vegeta.
Yeah.
So
which is superior. At 100% if you compare both.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying he's a 1 to 2 because there are better cars with the same name. So you'll take the other one if you want. If you'd rather run a Majin Vegeta, I'd rather take the Strength one. But to me, he holds a special place in my heart because he's the very first LR I've ever pulled.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Wait, so I didn't pull the Gohan. I pulled him, and then 50 stones or 100 stones later, I pulled the Gohan on that same banner. So
I see.
To me, he holds a special place because that was literally the very first one I've ever pulled. But in terms of usage, which we're trying to be objective here, he's a 1 to 2. So
yeah.
Gohan and Goten. I mean, Goten and then Trunks. Sorry, the LR.
Yeah.
Where would you put them?
Oh man. I don't know if that is a hot take, but I don't like this LR.
That's not a hot take.
Okay, yeah, because I saw other videos and people were like, "Oh my god, they are so underrated, they are so good," and I'm like, no. I don't know how they work when you get an additional 12 key super attack if the defense gets lowered.
It does.
Yeah, so I don't like that. The key is kind of random. They don't work that well anymore in that categories. Please don't get them. I wouldn't say they are a 2, but yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of this unit at all. I don't like them. Maybe 3.
Yeah.
I like the fact that they got included to fusions, but how do you run them on that team? They do not work well on there.
Yeah, I remember these guys were released right around when Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Physical Omega were leaked. And so I was like, oh, do I go in on this banner or do I save for the new upcoming Dual Dokkan Fest? And I said, screw it, I'm going to save it. So and I made the right choice because they're not that great, honestly. Yeah, they're added to fusions, but they don't really add anything to the team, you know?
Yeah.
Their priority, they're like lower on the priority list on fusions, which means why even add them? Because, I mean, sure, they should have been there in the first place, but yeah, it doesn't really add much. So I would give them a 3.
Yeah.
Probably that's the best I'd give them, honestly. But
yeah, I was kind of scared that you might say, "Oh no, they're really good," and
no,
I'm already sweating here. But yeah, it's good to know that we are on the same page regarding Mighty Max.
Yeah, he's not that great. All right, Baby. AGO Baby.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be mad if I would pull him, but I wouldn't be too excited. He's a great help for Giant Super Battle Road. He might get better in the future when we get certain GT characters, but his passive, even though there are a lot of pure and hybrid Saiyans units on in the game, it's, in my opinion, too, well, I wouldn't say restrictive, but it's not that awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
This unit is difficult. It's not bad, but yeah.
I personally would rate him a little higher, only because Super Battle, he's got more value there. Going Grade 8 is a lot easier with him because you just have to be below 40%, right?
Yeah.
And high chance, 50% chance to turn Grade 8 when you're below 40%, which in Super Battle it's kind of often. So he adds a lot of value there, especially he 12 and 18 key, lower attack. and then 18k lowers defense, which I guess is kind of moot point, but pure Saiyans, hybrid Saiyans, just like Cooler, it's basically 70% of the game. So he gets that extra buff, the extra attack. Artificial life forms is a very good category, especially now that like he was the only leader for the longest time until we got the exchange boost. So I would give him like a 7. You know?
A 7. Okay.
I would put it. Like, it's more situational. I'm not thinking of him strictly GT. I'm strictly looking at him as giants, artificial life forms. He's got you know, the kind of lost my words here. Giants transformation boost too. You know, he can hit real hard, and plus you gotta remember that it took me a while to remember, but his Great Ape does have an 18 key super, right? So
yeah,
and it's fairly easy to get there because I think he just gets an extra key per orb, right? Yeah.
Yes.
So,
right.
So I'm not saying it's the easiest thing, but it's not too bad. So I'd give him a 7 personally, just because he can help in a lot of aspects. I wouldn't run him on a longer event personally. I you know, purely see him as super battle road. Like, he's very good there. So that's my personal opinion.
But if you only have 500 coins,
yeah, that's true.
He would be down there. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah, I guess you're a good point. Yeah.
Maybe he's not bad though. He's definitely not bad.
Maybe I'll drop him down to a 6. Because for 500
he's barely a 6 in my opinion. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're good there.
Yeah.
LR killing Khalifa.
Of course, one of the best units in the game. Definitely awesome. I thought about getting them with coins when we got the Broly and Goku Black LR banner, but I decided for Tekko and Frieza. I will get back to that. But yeah, they're really good. I don't know if I would give them. Yeah, well, they are a 10, 9 to 10, 9.5, 10.
Yeah.
Really strong unit.
They're amazing. I think people, when they first came out, people were in denial that they were that good. They were the best unit in the game for a long time when they came out.
Yeah.
And they joined forces, right? They lead that team, and that team is pretty powerful. And now that you have the LR Blue Bros, like, they fit really well on that team together. So yeah, these guys are amazing.
Especially with the awakening of Kale, because SR Kale's passive includes the LR as well.
Yep.
We have SR Kefla. Still great value with this card.
Yeah, they got really good value. So they are defensive. They perform multiple attacks. Like, their attacks don't hit hard, but the fact that they stack it with multiple supers and multiple normal attacks, their damage per turn is pretty big. So they're not outputting huge damage on one super. They're doing, it's like a death by 1,000 cuts. So they're really good. I definitely would put them a 9. I wouldn't make them a 10 just yet, but like, they're very high up the list, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely one of the strongest. Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty, AGL Spirit Bomb Absorb Super Saiyan Goku.
Oh man, I love this guy.
Yeah.
Well, this is my personal thing, of course. Well, I don't know. He's not better than El Kalen Khalifa, but I really like him. Super Saiyan's Ki +4, 130% attack and defense HP. Leader skill is really good. He greatly raises defense for 1 turn. He sails with his 18 key. He works extremely well with AGL Gohan, the Dokkan Fest exclusive LR. I love him. He's really strong. Yeah,
he's amazing. When he was first announced, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I looked at this kid, I'm like, well, okay, he's broken. And then when I used him, I was like, all right, everyone needs to get this guy. Everyone needs to have him. He's just so fun, like absolutely fun to play with. Like, just no other way to describe it. He's probably the reason I got through Super AGL's Extreme Super Battle Road, because of that ceiling, lowering an attack, and providing key. Just a ridiculous card. He's a 10 to me.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Okay, because I was scared to say that he is better than Kalen Khalifa, but in my heart I feel this way. He has so much value. His leader skill, as I said, still good, even though it's 130%.
Oh yeah.
an amazing card.
Well, I mean, I'm pulling up the category of Super Saiyans for those of you who don't know who are Super Saiyans. Look at the LRs here, if you manage to have them. And you look at the rest of this stuff. It's just, okay, you can run a ton of units with him. And the fact that he provides key, like orbs, is amazing because, like, the Super Vegito, the Int LR, and then the Super Gogeta, the physical one, they need those Rainbow Key Spheres to really get to 18 key, and he provides that. So yeah, he's just an amazing card unto itself. So yeah, honestly, a 10, absolutely a 10.
Yeah, if I have 500 coins and I won't pull him, I will get him with coins, definitely. Yeah.
I 100% agree. Now, AGL Nappa, he hasn't been back yet, so you can't buy him with coins just yet, but let's evaluate him and see where he is on the, the tier list of whether you should get him if he comes back.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
I have to say that he grew on me. Well, or they grew on me. At first, I think you noticed the debate. People were telling, well, this might be a free-to-play LR or not. Well, of course, it's not. At first, I thought they wouldn't be that impressive, but they are still... They're very good, and especially for World Tournament. They're so valuable for World Tournament. So good. I used them in the last JP World Tournament as a friend leader, and they helped out so much, especially when you have STR Cooler, the Int Reddit's Easy A. Really, it's World Tournament is free if you have that card.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, these guys, kind of similar experience. I was like, okay, cool. We always want an exchange of like Nappa and then Vegeta kills Nappa. It's exactly what we got here. So the meme came alive, guys. But they're not a meme card. They're very, very good. The fact that on turn 3 you can dodge everything, it just stupid.
It's and the attack 50% doesn't even matter.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, these guys are really good. World Tournament, this is my new favorite team to run. If I could find another friend who has the LR Nappa Vegeta, because just in general, as Truth said, he and I discussed it, there's no counter. There's no tech unit that they would run into that has an issue. Physical Broly, LR Krillin, they're always running to SDR Broly, and those kind of units where they have issues, and they're like, well, it might not one-turn them. And if you're looking for higher placement, you're looking for minimum time in the per win, right? So these guys will definitely do that with their 12 to 17 key super. So in terms of value, though,
for the rest, I wouldn't say they are not that great. Shout out to the name Inhuman Deeds. Well, just Pure Saiyans, Terrifying Conquerors. Not that amazing. For the rest.
I give them maybe a 6 in terms of just overall value. But if you're placing more of the value on World Tournament, I would definitely say it's a little higher than that, like a 7. 7, maybe an 8 if you've got the team set up, like we said, SGR Cooler, Int Raditz, like we said, the Final Form EGO Frieza, the physical second form Frieza. Those are like 4 or 5 units you could run automatically to beat the World Tournament very, very fast. So yeah. All right. Shall we move on to Tech LRs? Then?
Yes.
There's only 4, but kind of surprising because everything else has been. We had 6 AGL, 4 Tech. I think there's only 5 for the rest. Yeah. So in the future, when we're getting another LR, we're looking for a Tech unit. It seems like. But let's talk about the very first Tech LR we got, which is the Goku Black and Zamasu combo card. What do you think?
Out of the 5 OG LRs, I would say that he is the best, but he aged a lot. Defensive wise, he gets torn apart in those harder events, but he might get an easy A and then he will be absolutely mind-blowing, I think. I saw like Truth's tier list and he was ranked pretty high. I can see where he is coming from, but yeah, I have to say he aged and he's not worth the 500 coins at all. but yeah, he's not bad. I wouldn't say that he's bad. He's all right. He's okay.
Yeah. My only issue with them now is, like you said, they've aged terribly. Because they have no defense on their kit whatsoever, they rely on their defense to be when they super. Because they get 12 key, they get defense by 30% for 3 turns, and then the 18 key, they get 30% for 6 turns. So it's okay, but not great, I should say. Yeah, on the longer events, like you said, they get just destroyed.
Yeah.
Like when they came out, they were very, very good because, yeah, they might not be defensive, but once you start doing some supers, and then every time they come back, they heal 15%. So they were the key to get through the original Super Battle Road. Like we're talking the OG Super Battle Road. They were what you needed.
Yeah, Extreme Tech was pretty hard in the past. Yeah.
Yeah, but they've got good categories, right? Realm of Gods, Patara,
Yes.
Future, Time Travelers, Joint Forces, and their kit is their like links are not bad. Prepare for Battle, Nightmare, Fear and Faith, Dismal Future, big bad bosses, right? So they're really good. They just need an update. They need an EZA like badly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So until they get an EZA, I wouldn't recommend getting them. If you love
No, not at all.
Rose and you love Zamasu, sure for collection, but not worth it if you're looking for value. I would give them a 2, personally. So.
Yeah, I would say a 3, but 2 is alright. Yep.
Yep. All right. LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Okay. I personally don't like this card at all. Let me pull up the card real fast.
Yeah.
I had him on Global. I don't have him on JP, but I know that I don't like him because his Ultra Super Attack is hard to pull off. He has a defensive reduction of 70%. The damage he does for today's standards is not amazing.
Yeah.
I would say he like if well that's a good example here. If you have the AGL EZA card, okay, well, for longer events this card is not good, but if you have the AGL Super Saiyan 3 EZA card Rainbowed, you don't need him for shorter events. That's important. Yeah.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I love this card. But
Okay.
but only because that card art is amazing.
Okay, yes, from that standpoint, absolutely.
Using his kit, he's not that great. Let's be honest. He's aged he's not the worst, but he has aged. We'll say
Yeah.
that. So the thing is, you had to build a team around him. You needed Shattering the Limit. You needed Over in a Flash. So there were specific team builds, and that's cool. But in today's age, he's not that great. Like, there are better Super Saiyan 3s to bring. Like, I would rather bring, like you said, the AGL. I could even make an argument the Strength one that got an EZA, he has use to. So, like,
Yep.
Unless you just love using the card as is and want to run the team, fine. But honestly, he's not worth it. I'd give him like a 4.
Yeah,
around that.
that's fair.
Because he's
That's
got
fair.
he's got a lot of categories, right? Super Saiyan 3, Pure Saiyans, Full Power, Movie Heroes, Goku's Family. Like, he's got a lot. It's just his priority list of who you would bring on an event is like much lower. So a 4 is where I would grade him.
Okay, yeah.
All right, LR Goku and Frieza.
I love this card. I think it is this card is pretty amazing, especially. Well, we have to test that out, but especially with the new LR Blue Boys card that has been coming out, I think the rotation works because the Blue Boys reduce attack when
Yep.
they super. They share some links, Tournament of Power. So this is a rotation that you can run. The Tech TN got his Awakening. He's on the same category. I think he's on Desperate Struggle.
Yep.
So yeah, they share this category. This is a card that I got for 500 coins at the beginning of the year. Still pretty good, pretty strong. Definitely not a 10, of course, but yeah, 7 to 8. I love this card.
Yeah, I give it the same thing, 7 to 8, because they're really good in terms of offensive output. Their defense is a little bit to be left to be desired, in my opinion. So like taking a hit, might be an issue here and there. Overall, they'll do better than, say, LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but yeah, they're well-made kit. Super attacks were amazing, and they still are beautiful to watch. Obviously, they run U7. Again, the LR Blue Boys give him an extra added boost because they also have Desperate Struggle, and then Tien's in Desperate Struggle. So you always want to run Tien and then him together. Tien in slot 1 and then Goku in slot 2, because Tien will lower attack and provide orbs for this Goku. Like, it's just, yeah, that combo is stupid good. And yeah, I give it a 7 or 8 overall. They're not the top, like you absolutely have to get them, but they're like right after you get the, you know, Super Saiyan Absorb Goku and LRK and Khalifas. If you don't have them, then these are guys you definitely want to go. So I agree with you wholeheartedly. I rate them a 7 8.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, the next one here is the Tech Broly. It's almost a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, your thoughts on Tech Broly?
Absolutely amazing card. He is absolutely great. I don't know if I would rank him in the top 10 LRs, but he's either close or he's in it. His damage output is amazing, but he has a major downside. I think you have to build a team around him because he struggles to get his 18 key super off if he's not transformed.
Yep.
If you can't pull off his active skill. But that doesn't change the fact that this card is absolutely amazing. Very strong addition to Extreme Tech, I have to say that.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the reason I got through Extreme Tech Super Battle Road. Super Battle Road. He just destroys that run. Yeah, he's on so many categories. I didn't realize how many categories he's on. He's on Resurrected Warriors, Movie Bosses, Pure Saiyans, Full Power, Transformation Boost, Super Saiyan, Target Goku, Exploding Rage, Revenge, and of course Human Deeds, which we never talk about. Yeah, I still think he's not my favorite LR to run, but he was for a while my favorite LR to run. So yeah, I don't know if you should get him right away. I wouldn't give him a 10. I'd give him like a 8 to a 9 personally. Because Extreme Tech, like you said, has a lot of issues, and he helps like mitigate those issues. So if Extreme Tech is one of your weaker teams, he definitely boosts it significantly. The other issue is he also invalidates the physical Dokkan Fest Broly a little bit. Yeah. So, you know, you kind of have to...
we talked about it a little bit.
In part one in yours, yeah. So it kind of... it adds and diminishes his value, right? Because if you really like the physical one, well, then you can't really run this guy. But if you don't really care about the physical one, this one has a lot of value to it. So I personally give him like an 8 to a 9. And again, depending on your use case. But the reason why 8 and 9 is Extreme Tech needs help, and he definitely helped them out. So
yeah, he is the reason AGL Tortoise is still very, very relevant for movie bosses. So yeah.
So all right, that's it for Tech. We'll go on to Int. Okay, the OG summonable LR himself, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I really like the fact that Akatsuki decided to update the super attack after the outroar on Reddit and so on. Offensive-wise, he is still pretty good, but of course he's aged and he's not worth the 500 coins. If he gets an easy A, he will be absolutely stunning. He does Mega Colossal on his 12 key. He gets key +1 when he gets a key sphere. This is good, but yeah, no defense at all. He gets destroyed in hard events. Yeah.
When he first came out, it was ridiculous how good his kit was. And this was during the time where defense, the meta didn't care about defense, right? So he was just amazing. He was amazing. It's just, unfortunately, he was super hard to pull because he was unfeatured on a double rates banner. So yeah, he's really good, but of course he's aged. He needs an easy A where he just gets some defense to his kit, and once he does that, he's really good. Until then, I would honestly say run the strength, easy aid, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
Yes.
I would even run the support AGL one over him if you're looking for a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. But he's got a lot of categories, just like the LR AGL one, right? So Hybrid Saiyans, full power, it just goes on and on. So once he gets his EZA, he will be a deadly combo to run with the AGL LR. But
definitely.
Right now, in terms of value for 500 coins, if he was 250, okay, maybe you can make an argument, you know. But for 500, no, I'm sorry, man. You're a 1. I hate to say it.
No way. Yeah.
It's not worth it. All right, LR Bojack.
Very unexpected LR, but he still has his uses. What I find very unfortunate is the fact that it's hard to find an adequate linking partner. I am hoping for a Dokkan Fest exclusive Bojack.
Yep.
That would really help him out. But in Bojack really helps me still. On some events, defensive wise, he's pretty good. Definitely not a bad LR, but definitely not the best. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd give him like a 5.
Yeah.
He's fairly good. His kit is very good, right? He was the first one that did the whole more HP you have, the better attack boost. You know, like the whole sliding passive scale. I think he was the first one to introduce that, and we were all really confused. And we kind of underrated him, honestly, at the time of his release. We're like, really? An LR Bojack? Like, why do I care? And then once you actually used him, you're like, okay, yeah, this guy's good. He's good.
Yeah, definitely.
But the downside, like you said, is his links aren't great. You need to run the TUR Bojack or some kind of version of a Bojack to really draw out the best of his linking abilities. So he's a little limited and hampered on that regard, where he's not completely useful in all the categories. While he is in the category, he doesn't really help the team per se. So until we get a full power Bojack Dokkan Fest unit or something along those lines, you know, he's gonna be a 5. Like, he's good, but it's not high in the priority list to spend your 500 coins on.
Yes.
So okay. GT Trio.
Yeah, difficult card in my opinion. I wouldn't say it's bad, but Dragon Ball Seekers, it's not an important team per se. He raises defense by 33% when doing his 12 key super, which is not bad. But the fact is, you have to have a lot of Dragon Ball Seekers category allies on the team, or like GT characters, and it is not bad, but I'm not a big fan. He's only on 2 categories. Yeah, very limited usage here.
Okay, so yes, he's limited on 2 categories, I agree. But Dragon Ball Seekers is the most free-to-play friendly category of them all, in my opinion. So.
Oh yeah, okay, yes, that's the point. Yeah.
If you are a free-to-play player, if you are strictly a free-to-play player, I would say he's pretty high on your list, because you could get through a lot of stuff with them as your lead. So honestly, I'd probably make him like an 8 or a 9 if you're free to play. But if you're looking just on the total amount of LRs, they're very niche, which I agree with. So if you're looking at the full outlook of LRs, I'd probably give them a 5 in that regard, where they're not overwhelmingly offensive, they're not overwhelmingly defensive, they're just a very decent card to run. But with that stipulation of, if you're free to play, you have in Dragon Ball Seekers, like, let me pull up the category for you guys. You know, the LR Goku and Rurale. You know, you have the LR B-Pan. If you manage to get LR Yamcha and Puar, there's the Ginyu, the Prime Battles Frieza, who will eventually get an LR. EZA. You know, and then of course you got a lot of like farmable cards. You know, the Giru. You know, the Goku Juniors. You know, so like, if you're a free-to-play player, I think this is higher on your list than all the other ones, and you have a lot of these cards farmed out. But if you're not, and you're looking mostly on the outlook of just LRs in general, they're probably a 5.
Yeah, I completely ignored the fact that they are so amazing for free-to-play players. Yeah, you got a point there.
All right, cool. All right, the next one, Super Saiyan God Goku.
Yeah, very amazing card. He does so much, absolutely ridiculous for shorter events like Super Battle Road
Yeah.
really helps you out so much. For longer events, he's not that great, but I wouldn't say he's bad for longer events.
Yep.
He still works. I like him. He's a good card. He's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So I agree with you on Super Battle Road. He's like one of the kings of Super Battle Road. Just high chance to dodge, high chance to crit for 7 turns. Usually, if you're going longer than 7 turns per stage, then you're not really gonna finish Super Battle Road efficiently, because you're probably using an item or once every 2-3 turns, and you don't want to use more than 1 to 2 items per stage. So, you'll never run out of that passive on Super Battle Road. So yeah, he's really good there. On longer events, he's just a little bit above average, He's not bad, but he's not great. He's not LR Blue Fusions, right? So people really underrated the card, I think, just because they look at the numbers and they thought, wow, that's so terrible. But when you actually use him, he's very, very good. The thing is, he's Pure Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans category key for 130. So there's a lot of cards you can run under his leader skill. So he's got a lot of value in that regard. So if you're more free to play or a minor spending player, you might want to consider getting this card over, let's say, Tech Broly. I mean, yeah, Tech Broly's great, but he only has Resurrected Warriors as a lead. If you have limited on leader cards, this guy leads Pure Saiyans and Hyper Saiyans, which is 70% of the game. So he's got a lot of value there. I don't know where I'd rate him though. What's your rating?
I would give him a 7 to 8. Wouldn't go too much higher though. He's not a 5. He's higher than a 5.
Yeah.
He's higher than a 6. Yeah, probably an 8. Barely an 8.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. I think I give him 7 to 8 for like every player. If you're free to play and you just need a couple of cards, maybe he's higher on that list. Maybe a 9, just because he leads those 2 categories, which are huge. But yeah. I would say 7, 8. I think that's
he's
fair.
a great 55% LR. Really
yeah.
have to say that 55% LR, amazing.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, the last int card we've got is the LR Rose.
The offensive powerhouse, I would say. But offense is not everything.
Yeah.
I think that's a sentence that's important with this card.
Yeah.
Defensive-wise, he's not very bad, but he should be better, and his rage mechanic, well, starting from the 6th turn, you will not see that very often.
Yeah. He's an amazing offensive card, which means sometimes the best defense is an amazing offense, right? So, like, why worry about defense if you can just kill them? And that's that's this card's philosophy. Like, if you can get him 18 key supers consistently, he will destroy things. So running him with like the int Vegeta, the support unit, to feed him key or anything along those lines, or any other future card that has like Zamasu or Goku Black that gives him Dismal Future or Fear and Faith. Like, if you run him with that, that's a powerhouse combo. I actually want to test this where someone runs a physical Goku Black on Global with him, and then I run my JP version of physical Goku Black with him and see how he fares in terms of like that extra, how often he gets 18 key, because that 3 key with physical Goku Black is I think invaluable for this.
Yeah, I was about to say that it's so unfortunate that the GP physical Goku Black doesn't have that 3 key. That really hurts this card right here.
Yeah.
And Rose.
So I think he's really good. Future Saga, he doesn't have value there that much because you've got Trunks. Who's the other future unit? Physical in Future Gohan. He's another future. He was the original future card, I think. So yeah, he's very good. I give him a 7, strictly out of like the amount of damage he does. So he's like amazing for Super Battle Road, right? He just kills things too fast before he even gets hit. That's just the best way to put it. But if you try to take, I've tried to run him on Legendary Goku events, and I gotta be super careful where I put him, how much damage he takes, because he greatly raises defense on his supers, but it's not a lot. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah,
not a lot.
Absolutely.
So, Okay, so I think that sums up all the int cards. Let's move on to strength.
Yeah, we will start things off with yeah.
LR Broly,
Yeah.
LR Broly, LR Broly, LR Broly. All right, what are your thoughts on LR Broly?
Yeah, this card is completely dead to me now. In the past, of course, World Tournament was the thing that saved him, but now we have better cards. Like I said it before, in Reddit's got his Easy A. We have the new Nappa card, which is amazing. Sure, if you don't have all of these and you have the physical Broly and you have him, okay, that's alright, but that's it. Please do not get him with 500 coins. Wait for his Easy A, he might cost 200 coins, 250. He's a 1 for me.
Yeah, he's a 1 now. I have a special place in my heart for this card because I kept pulling him. And I rainbowed the LR, TUR, SSR before any other card because I kept pulling him. So
yeah,
I'm sick of him, but he's the first one I've ever done that with. Yeah, the flat boost, 80,000 is a lot, but the 20,000 defense is a lot.
yeah, that's hurting him.
Yeah. He needs an Easy A. Once he gets his Easy A, he will still, depending how good it is, he'll either be pretty decent to just okay. I don't know what else they can do to really make him better, but honestly, he was really made for the World Tournament, and he's still reign supreme there. But again, we have way more options now with the Nappa card because he's got type advantage against him. I think his value is going to decrease solely from that. He's 500 coins, not worth it. So,
Yeah,
1.
absolutely.
Beerus.
Yes, so in the past I would say he's not that great, but now that STR Whis is here, I would say that increased his value quite a bit. We have physical Beerus now, so that rotation is a thing again. Sure, you have to build the team around him, but please do not forget LR Gobro's leader skill with the Key +4. With the Brotherhood category, he works amazing on there. Like, as I said, STR Whis with his support and his defensive capabilities, that's an amazing rotation. I like this card a lot. Wouldn't give him an 8 though, 6 to 7, I'm not sure.
Yep, that's where I would put them, 6 to 7. So when they first came out, they were just kind of meh to me. But
Yeah.
like you said, with the addition of Strength Whis and Physical Beerus, their value skyrocketed because their best linking partners are right there, and they get a lot of value out of it. So Realm of Gods, when you're running, Physical Beerus, this guy, Whis, Vados, just it's crazy how strong these guys are. And of course, Sibling Spawn, good rotations all around. So the healing's fantastic. So their kit is great. I just I put them at like a 6. I don't think they're that high in the priority list. I mean, there are better cards to pick up with your 500 coins. But if you're looking to fully round out your Realm of Gods Beerus teams, then yeah, he's the unit to get.
Yeah. So if I would have pulled him before the physical Beerus banner with STR Whis on there, I would say like, well, new LR, well, okay, I'll take that. And now, if I don't have that card, I would say, yeah, nice, I have STR Whis. I can use that. This rotation will carry you through Extreme Super Battle Road for Super STR. Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely. Yep. All right. Okay. Well, we've got this guy, Trunks. Trunks and Mai. What are your thoughts on this Time Travelers category lead?
Yeah, so in their team, in their Time Travelers team, if you run a full Time Travelers category and do the Super Battle Road stage for Future, for example, because those two categories overlap so much.
Yep.
This card works amazing, but this card was only made for this team and for nothing else. So yeah, kind of underwhelming in that sense. So
yeah, their kit is purely based around Time Travelers and Future. So like you said, Future Saga, Super Battle Road, and when Time Travelers comes out and stuff like that, they shine there. They shine amazingly there. But honestly, let me pull it up. I would rather use the new AGL Trunks and Mai. over them.
Ah, yes, but you can run both of them.
Right, but I think they're both feature in the name. They're both the same name.
But I think Trunks is
Teen.
Super Saiyan.
It says Teen in it. Okay, that's right. It says Future Trunks, Teen Future, My Future,
Okay.
while the other one says Super Saiyan. Yeah, you're right. In terms of like, so like what I mean by that is, yeah, so you can run them together, but what I mean is, the value is kind of better with the Super Saiyan Trunks in mind, like the AGO one. Like they have a better kit in general. So if you're looking for a Trunks and Mai because you want that card in particular, they're probably the better one. So yeah, LR Trunks and Mai, they're good for what they do. I just think they're like a 3. Like they're
I agree. Yeah.
Like they're good, but they're just lower on the tier to me. So
yeah.
Alrighty.
Because they're just only for that future time travelers team.
Exactly. So had they had a more well-rounded kit, they'd probably go up a little bit. But to me, they're a 3, maybe a 4. You could argue, but they're just right there. So okay, full power Frieza.
I have to say I love that card, especially since the arrival of STR Cooler. I think he works amazing with him. I love running this rotation. Of course, we have a physical full power Frieza, but defensive-wise, the STR one is well better. It's a good card, but I don't know if you have to pick him up with 500 coins, since, well, as I said, the physical one is there. But
yeah. It's hard for me to really gauge on this because, he's really good and very strong, especially with Strength Cooler. The only issue is he needs to get hit a lot, or you need to take a lot of damage in order to really pull out his kit. And I'm not a fan of that style of play, personally. Because I'm always like, oh, it's like, I'll be fine, and then next thing you know, I get supered and I'm dead. So he's a good kit, I think. It's just not something I personally like. So objectively speaking, he's more of like a 5. He's a good card, but I wouldn't spend the 500 coins for him personally. Again, if you love Frieza, if you're Goresh and want every single Frieza, sure, go get him. By all means, I'm not going to stop you, but if you're looking for most value for your coins, I don't think he's there, personally. So
yes, I agree, yeah. But I still like the card. He's definitely far from bad.
Oh, no, yeah.
If you pull him, you can be happy.
Yeah, if you can use him on a team, you'll be super, super happy, so. Okay, the brand new LR UI Goku.
What more should I say than 10 out of 10? Yeah, amazing card in the same tier as the blue fusions and the new blue boys. He is amazing everywhere. If he decides to dodge, I saw a couple of your videos and I had the same experience. He has a 70% chance for 7 turns, but it doesn't happen to me very often, and then I'm kind of annoyed. But yeah, that's the game. What are you gonna do? Yeah,
I agree with you. He's a 10. Like, you definitely pick him up. Again, he works everywhere, and like you've seen in my videos, the only issue I run into him is if he doesn't dodge in those 7 turns, and where you got to dodge 7 times to get that passive build, right? The extra 77% attack and defense. So in those first 7 turns, if he doesn't dodge 7 times, then after the 8th turn and on, it's only a coin flip, and you can lose a coin flip 14 times in a row. Trust me, I know. Look at my summons. But anyways, I'm just saying, like, after that 8th turn, then trying to build his passive becomes more of a struggle. So that's where like his kind of kit falls apart a bit, where if he doesn't get those 7 dodges in the first 7 turns, it's hard to really get the full potential out of his kit. But even if he doesn't if he dodges 6 times, 6 times dodging is still better than nothing, right? So I still put him as a 10. He's on that tier of the LR Blue Fusions and the LR Blue Boys. So yeah, if you guys are looking for a card to spend your coins on, when he comes back, he just came here, so it'll be at least a couple of months or a couple banners before he comes back, and you can buy him with coins. But when that time comes, you just pick him up with coins. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah,
he might be the top choice here.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah.
You could absolutely argue he's a top choice. Yeah, so. Okay, so that's STR. We're winding down to the physical units here. And physical LR Trunks. What do you think?
Yeah, I talked with a friend about him, and yeah, he's aged horribly, defensive-wise and even offensive-wise. He's not that impressive anymore. He has a high chance to crit. I think that's a 50% chance. Yep. Yeah, it's not that impressive for 500 coins. It's ridiculous. I would give him, well, I can argue 2 to 3, maybe. Well, I would give him a 2. He's not that great anymore.
Yeah, so I agree with you. He's aged. There's no defense to his kit except for when he supers. But even then, that's only 30% for 3 turns. It's not a lot. And the high chance to crit feels like 10% chance to crit, honestly. I don't know why, but it does. He got some extra value when Vegeta, LR Super Saiyan 4 Strength Vegeta came, because he was really good on that team. So he got a little more shine there, but overall, he needs an easy A. Like all the OG LRs need easy A's. So yeah, for me, he's a 2. If you pull him from just strictly summoning, that's fine. I wouldn't be happy, but it's like, okay, whatever. But if you had to buy him with coins, absolutely not. That's something you just avoid.
Yeah. Well, I have in the back of my head that he might get an easy A in the future, or he will. So I'm not mad when I pull him. I don't have him Rainbow, so he might be useful in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, next one. LR Cell. Perfect Cell.
Yeah, people are arguing that he is like one of the worst or the worst. Well, he's definitely not the worst legendary summon LR in this game. He is still useful, very useful for Super Battle Road, I think, because he recovers HP. There are multiple enemies on the field. He's useful for World Tournament. He's a good card. He has a different name, Cell Perfect Form and Cell Junior, so you can run him with other Cell units on Androids and Cell Saga. We'll give him maybe a 4.
Yeah, well, I think the highest I would give him a 4. I would say a 3 personally, but because the thing is, if I was going to, I mean, granted this is yellow coins, but if I was going to get a Cell, I'd rather pick up the LR Dokkan Fest one with red ones.
Absolutely.
Because while this one is good on Super Battle Road, the Int one is really good for Super Battle Road. Like he's got better value there. So, if I'm just, I know they're 2 different currencies, but that's where I would like kind of be like, all right, if I gotta pick a Cell, I'd rather that. I mean, you can run them together. So if you really want to run the combo, sure. But I wouldn't say he's the worst, but he's at the bottom of the rung. He's not top tier. So 3, I would agree. 3, maybe a 4. You could debate me on that, but yeah.
Yeah, he still has his uses, so
Okay, LR Bardock, physical one.
I never liked this guy, and I really feel bad for him since the release of the new AGL Bardock, which is amazing. When I first saw his preview on the Twitter channel, I was like, whatever. I don't think he's great. He's a 3 for me, especially with the new AGL Bardock.
Right. No, I agree. Yeah, he's basically a 3. Yeah, he was decent. His kit was interesting. Like he seals super, so Battlefield or Super Battle Road, he's got some utility there. But overall, his kit's just kind of a mishmash, which nothing shines out. He's just average at everything and not good at anything. And of course now with Team Bardock, the AGL one, just doesn't fit there. I mean, the only thing he fits is low class warrior, but I'd rather run the AGL one over this guy. So yeah, 3. If you pull him, it's okay, but I wouldn't be spending my coins for him at all.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we've got 17, 18, and exchanging into 16. That LR. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely a good LR. I remember their release, and everyone was freaking out of how good they are. Of course, they are good, but they're not as good, especially the medium chance to evade super attack not the normal attacks, of course. It's not reliable, I think. 25% chance, not a big deal. They are amazing on the androids category, of course, because of that support type passive. But offensive-wise, Android 16 is great. But everyone was saying, well, they might be the best LR, and they are far from it. I might give them a 6.
Yeah, I give them maybe a little bit higher, a 7, because androids is fairly prevalent. That kind of goes both ways. Like, there's a lot of android leads, but because there are a lot of androids, these guys are their best supports. So, like, you would want to have them there. Androids themselves, like, at a whole, I'm going on a small tangent, they're a very good category. They're like the new Undying category, where they have so much debuffing, so much healing. There's a lot of things you could run with it. So they're a good complement, not necessarily necessary. Like, you don't have to have them in order to make androids work. But if you have them, they're a nice luxury to have. So
yes,
in that regard, I could see a 6, maybe a 7. In terms of their kit is pretty good, but it's not amazingly offensive or defensive enough to be like, you gotta have them. They're just pretty good and they support pretty well. So a 6 to 7 is just above average, pretty decent. So that's where I would put them. All right, and we're finally down to the last yellow coin. We'll get to the blue coins right after this, but there's not a lot. But LR Broly Trio.
Yeah, a very special card. I think there is no card that works like this one.
Nope.
This passive is mind-blowing. We've never seen something like this before. I like this card because it is so special, but you have to build the team around him. You will need a lot of key. You really want to make his evasion work with the 7 key spheres or more. It is a great card. It might age pretty well in the future. I think he works pretty well with the new awakening from the Physical Super Buu. I like this card. Where would I rank him? 6? I don't know about a 7 yet. But this passive is very special, and I like that card, really.
Okay, well, what do you think of a number or where you would rank him? I'll give my thoughts. I love this card. He's much more interesting than LR Rosé when he came out. I really wanted him, and of course I got him first, rainbowed. This card is super fun because it really changes my playstyle. I have to think, before the next turn he shows up, I gotta think, okay, what kind of orbs do I want to give him? And is that available on the field? And then can I get 7 of that? Or do I have an orb changer next turn? Like, what does that do? So it really, what I thought was really fun about him is he changes my playstyle and my decision making, and that was cool. I give him an 8 personally because he's got such utility. Now that the Physical Buu got an awakening, you run them together. They share no links whatsoever, but the fact that Physical Buu boosts Extreme Physical by 50%, attack and defense, and changes physical key spheres, that makes this Broly hit very hard. And then, of course, you get more than 7 key spheres. He is destroying. I mean, he's dodging everything. So Super Battery is a joke with this guy. So that's why I give him an 8, because if you pair him, like, you don't have to pair him with the Physical Buu, but any key sphere changer at all on the categories. The downside, he's only got movie bosses and joint forces as his categories. But I personally really like this card, so I personally give him an 8. He runs movie bosses, which is cool. So instead of running the Physical Broly, the Super Saiyan Broly, you could run him instead. So that works as well. I don't know. Maybe a 7. Well, maybe down to a 7, but 7 to 8 is where I would put them.
The categories is one thing that
holds him back.
That's the reason why I decided to give him a 6, and you really need to have an orb changer in order to make him work. I had difficulties with this passive with the 7 or more key spheres. That's why.
I understand.
This conclusion.
All right, so those are all the yellow coins. We gave you our thoughts. With overall, the OG 90% leads need some work. They need an easy A. I think the best one personally, I don't know. It's hard to say. They're all pretty. They all need some work. But I think the overall number one consensus from both of us is UI Goku. Like you get him when he comes out. Nappa maybe if you need a world tournament thing, but Super Saiyan Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku, LRK on Caulifla, Tech Broly if you want the fit, the Super Saiyan God Goku, he's really good. That wraps up yellow coins. So let's move on to blue coins. And really with the blue coins, here you just got the Kais, right? You get 10.
Yes.
And all right, here's the thing. Let me preface this. The blue coin banners are they're just the Kai banners and the support banners that you see. The one time we had a lot of blue coins show up was the Super Saiyan Spirit Bomb Absorb Goku, the double rates. He wasn't a yellow coin banner, he was a blue coin banner. So honestly, the issue is the units you could buy with blue coins are very rare, and there's not a lot of opportunities to use blue coins, or to get blue coins, I should say. So like getting Kais, it's not like first year where getting Kais were super rare. You get Kais everywhere now, so I wouldn't use blue coins for that personally. And the rest of it is just the support units when they show up. And again, they show up sporadically, but it's very hard to just, like, I did a whole tier list with Truth and Goresh. No, just Truth on how we would rank the top 10, like how we would go the top tier units for supports. And just to recap, we said both Kaba and Int Kid Gohan are like top 2 because their kits in general
I agree.
are really good, and the teams are on it. Like UI Goku with Kaba, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku with Kaba, like that's a pretty good rotation, not gonna lie.
Yeah, now you have Kefla as well. Kefla and Kaba work amazingly together.
Yeah, so and then Int Kid Gohan, their kits are that they give they raise their attack and defense 30% for 9 turns. Double check that.
Let me see here. I'll pull them up.
Waken.
Yeah, attack and defense by 30% for 9 turns.
Yeah, so that sounds decent, but when you actually use it, that's really, really good. On top of their whole passive kit unto themselves. Yeah. Tien, now that he's on Desperate Struggle with LR Goku Frieza, that his value, I think we rated him like a 7. He's probably higher up now, like a 5, maybe top 4. Actually, we said the Pan is probably the worst, only because all she does is give support on Super Kit, which is okay, but you know they need more like defensive support for Super Battle, that is. The Rildo's amazing, you know. So, what are your thoughts on the support units? How many do you have, and how many have awakened?
Actually, I only have one support type unit. I have the Tech Tien. I pulled him twice in one multi. That's why I have him. But regarding my Dragon Stones, I rather spend them on Dokkan Fest banners. Yeah. When the SCR banner and the Int banner are returning, then I will go in and try to get the Kaba and the Gohan. Of course, all of the 50% support type units, they're amazing. No doubt that there's no unit on here that's very bad. Well, maybe the Pan, but yeah, I have only Tien, and yeah, I want to get the Kaba, and definitely he's the top. I think he's the number 1 pick here.
Yeah,
if you have the 300 coins.
Yeah, like we said before, it's hard to justify spending on a blue banner because it's you have Dokkan Fest banners who have more value there, so. I don't know how they plan to increase the availability of blue coins. I guess the Kai banners every 2 times a month is their one way to do it, but hopefully we'll get a little more. There's a little more value out of it down the line because these support units are amazing. Every one of them has a good kit to them. Some obviously are better than others, like we said, Strength Kaba and Kid Gohan, but yeah, so. That kind of wraps up our discussion with Gacha coins. Again, part 1 down below on Sunblade's channel. check it out. We talked about Dokkan Fest. I mean, this one ran fairly long too. We're about over an hour now. So
yes, yeah, unexpected.
Yeah, unexpected. I mean, we just basically ran through all the units you get through it. But on the Dokkan Fest one, we definitely cherry picked some highlights and some ones where we were like, maybe you should skip, that kind of stuff. So definitely check that out on Sunblade's channel. And anything else you want to say before we close out here, Sunblade?
Yeah, one more thing actually. I think LR Jiren is all but confirmed. I think he will be a legendary summon LR. Definitely wait for his passive and kitten all over card to be released on Twitter, and maybe you will find him very amazing. Maybe he will be the best card in the game. We won't know. He might be the top pick in the future. So keep that in mind. That's important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the next part 2 for the Tanabata celebration begins in a couple weeks, and that's when we get the EZA Topo and EZA Dispo. So it's at all points to Jiren or some kind of LR Pride Troopers going on. But again, we'll find out then. So anything else you want to say before we close out?
No, that's it. Thank you for having me here. It was a great pleasure discussing with you. We have the same opinions most of the time, so that's nice. It was very fun to do that.
Yeah, no, this was fun. I appreciate you approaching me with that idea and concept. And again, guys, definitely go check out Sunblade's channel. Give him a sub over there. And we'll catch you next time, all right? Sunblade and Nolar out.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.